Welcome guys, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to use one of these thermofax machines. Now we're going to be talking about how to use this type of machine. I want to show you guys how to make a stencil using a full sheet of thermo paper. I also want to show you guys how to make a stencil using a partial piece of thermal paper. And lastly, and throughout the video, I will be talking about the pros and the cons of using this type of machine. So if you guys are ready to get to that, then let's go. All right guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is gloves. Today we're gonna be using this machine right here. It was a gift from someone. I have links in the description to machines that are very, very similar to this, and they should operate the same way. Now, take it upon yourself to check that link out, but also check other products out as well. Check the reviews, see what's the best machine for you. I just want to show you guys how to use this style of machine today. So let's get to that. This is the kind of stencil paper I'm going to be using today. This is the brand I use, and we'll show you how to set it up and get it into this machine. First things first is we're going to peel up the first layer here, and we're going to take out this onion layer, that little brown layer, and discard of that. Next, we're going to close this back up, flip it over. You can cut this back portion off. You can put your finger here and rip it off. Nonetheless, whatever works, we just want to peel that back. I find little light tugs seems to work the best. And we're going to discard this as well. So now our stencil paper is ready to go. We're just going to set that off to the side. Next thing we have to do is take the image that we want to transfer, the image we want to tattoo, the image we want to put on the skin. All right guys, so this is going to be the image. It's just a random image offline. I'm just going to use this to explain what it is we're doing. I've gone around and I've pre-cut this out. I did leave a little space up here, and I'll explain why shortly. Just leave a little spot. You can have it tight on one end. Just leave yourself a little bit of extra paper on one end or the other. Now, it's important to remember when loading this stuff up, I usually say black to black. So I keep the black piece down, okay? Black piece down. And then when we load our paper, we're gonna be plugging it in this way. So they're gonna be rolling like this, black to black, black to black. That's how I remember that. Black ink versus black ink, even though it's technically purple. So what we're gonna do is open up the back, slide this in. Again, the black portion facing down. Once you get it to here, you want to close the machine. Now we're going to take our tattoo line drawing here and we're going to feed it into the machine. Again, we're feeding it in from this direction right here. This going down and the black facing the black. We're going to feed it right in the middle. It's going to grab a little bit of it. Once you put the paper in, it's going to start moving and then it will stop. So at that point, you want to make sure that you have mirror selected on your machine. Power's on and you can hit start. As this moves, you want to make sure that you don't pull too hard on the transfer paper. You just want to make sure it's just feeding up gently. Oh, we're getting a nice, oh yeah, there we go. So it is done. Now, as you can see here, guys, this isn't the most beautiful stencil we've ever seen. We peel it open. Yes, I could use this stencil. Yes, the little crinkles down here aren't going to stop me from doing my job. I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to put it on the skin. But that is the downside to using machines like this, is 1 out of every 10, you're going to get crinkles in them. And the larger the tattoo is, the more potential it's going to happen. I've tried many different ways, and it seems that it just depends. If you don't have the paper loaded just right, it'll crinkle. But we're going to do that one more time, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do smaller pieces. Okay, so let's set it up and run it again. And guys, this is real life. This is really what happens sometimes. You run a stencil many times, comes out great. You run one and it doesn't. You just gotta do it again. And the more you do it, the more proficient you'll get at it, the quicker you'll get at it. So if this does happen, you can get another one knocked out in no time. And there you have it, guys. That's how it works 90% of the time, but beware of the 10%. And that's why I'm looking forward to upgrading this in the future. I already have my eye on what I want.
Oh, baby.
A little pricey, but we're gonna get there. So at that point, guys, again, we'll peel off the carbon paper and we are left with our stencil. Okay, now we can just take some scissors here. That's our print, that's our stencil, it's ready to go on the skid. Now, you don't need to waste an entire sheet of stencil paper using these machines, and I'm going to show you how. And most of the time, this works with smaller pieces. So I'm going to get a smaller piece, and I'm going to show you how we can do that as well. So again, guys, I just printed up some random pictures here, and we're going to cut those out and run them through the stencil machine. Again, I'm leaving just a little bit room at the top so that it can start its initial feed and be ready to rock. So let's take this piece of stencil paper, right? And let's say we've already used the top. Let's say we had a tattoo up here, we cut it out, it's already been used. We just have this little scrap piece down here. So let's pretend like that's all we have is this little scrap piece down here at the bottom. So we're gonna cut that right out. Now what we're gonna do is load this up just like that. Now the goal here is to line this up with your paper. Let it feed down and hit start. Now we cross our fingers and we hope it works. Our stencil. And so as you can see, you could cut that and possibly run another one underneath it. This just gives you more options when using this machine so that you don't feel like you have to burn an entire piece of stencil paper just to make a simple little tattoo. And when doing larger tattoos, you can save that little bit of stencil paper. It's just going to depend on your situation. Is that what you want to do? Does that matter to you? Or are you just going to grab another piece? It's all up to you. I just want to make sure you guys all understood how to do this. They can absolutely be tricky at times, but they still are a great tool. They still really help me all the time. And yes, I might have to redo a stencil every once in a while, but it is what it is. So some pros and cons to this machine itself, this stencil machine, is it's affordable. It's not crazy expensive, believe it or not. Like I said, the one I'd like to upgrade to, that's a little bit pricey, but you pay for what you get. And I've used them before and they're really great. This is a perfect setup for me. I can use this machine, but in the long run, I would like to change. So if you guys just want to start making your own stencils, I think this is a great machine to use. These types of machines, just understand it's going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of practice to learn how to use them. That's about that. But building off of that, in next week's video, I want to tell you guys how to place a stencil accurately, as if you need to get it in a specific spot. But before we went and did that video, I wanted to make sure you guys at least knew how to make a stencil the way I make them. It's just the way I make them. This is the machine I'm currently using. Like I said, I'd like to upgrade, but until that day comes, this machine will do the job for me. Let me know in the comments if you guys have used this kind of machine or a different kind of machine, or you have a recommendation for me moving up in this. What do you recommend? Is there something different out there I haven't seen? Let me know. So like I said, in next week's video, we're gonna be putting this on the skin. I'm gonna show you how to accurately do that. I also wanna try putting it on practice skin to show you guys how to do that and what that's like. So stay tuned till next week for that video. I also want to say thank you guys again for all the support, and if you really enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps me out, helps the channel out. If you haven't subscribed already, I encourage you to do so, and don't forget to ring the bell so you can get notifications when I post. Also, I've included a couple videos over here. One is my tattoo playlist, which may answer some of the questions you already have, and the other is what YouTube recommends is best for you. So I'll leave that for you. Until next time, guys, peace.